Yo, we're back. We're king.
Are we ready?
I think it's good.
So let's start.
Starting. Welcome back to the Give an Ange. Get king.
Get king. Jared, it's too far away, bro.
Too far.
Nah, maybe not. Can I see us? Have they got binoculars? Should be fine.
Should we be closer? We can be closer.
Oh, back.
We can be closer.
Yeah, maybe a little bit closer. Yeah, that's fine. Sure, it's fine. That's good. That's a weird hand. Now I'm not at the screen. Yeah, bro. That's perfect.
Pen.
This is gonna make noises. Shit, I gotta upgrade, bro.
Upgrade.
We're going back to the old school style.
Old school.
Then we stayed for a little bit and then we went to the other avenue and now we're going back to the OG style. So shout outs to Macca's for delivering some coffee at 7 AM in the damn morning. Right.
Welcome back, everyone, to Get King.
Are they keen? So tell us if you guys rather this style or the stand up style.
I think this is much more.
I think it's more relaxed, more cooler.
Better.
We might have collabs with people and we'll have them on and then we'll just be like interviewing them and stuff and it'll be like Opie and Anthony style. We just have them on, we just like talk shit and then we get to know them as well. But obviously we do this stuff. You know, we get to work and we just relax, talk shit and
it comes more freely. Comes more natural, so
yeah,
that's what we're all about, being ourselves.
Yeah, because we're too staunch if we just talk.
Yeah, we're not here to act like stand there.
We're not acting. It's just like,
but act perfect. Act like we can't make a mistake. You know.
Yeah, it's more raw this.
Yeah.
But also like we're not being too staunch. We're gonna have a conversation with each other.
Yeah.
And to the people at home.
Yeah, definitely.
So, how's your week been, bro?
Yeah, my week's been good.
Nice.
Do you know what happens? You go from standing up, where you try to be prepared, to sitting down, and then you struggle with that transition.
Yeah.
So now we've just got to
bro, we get back in the swing of things.
Get back in the swing.
We used to do podcasts twice a week. Now we're going back to, is it once a week? We might go back to twice.
Yeah.
But this is the reincarnation of the podcast setting. So we'll see how we go, but I reckon we're gonna knock it out of the park, because that's just what we do, guys.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should kick off with a review of Cuties.
Oh, it's going savage. I think the most intense one. But alright, we'll start it off. Do an intro. Let's talk Cuties, bro. Anyone seen it? It's pretty much like child pornography.
I was baffled. I wasn't surprised by what I saw.
Yeah.
With everything, with how everything's going in the world, and how they're sexualizing children.
I do want to explain the movie.
The movie.
If they haven't seen
Cuties.
it. Yeah, if they just don't know what we're talking about.
Okay, if you haven't seen the Netflix show called Cuties, it's about a girl who basically struggles with, committing to her family and committing to religion.
They're so anti-family, so anti-religion.
Yeah,
it's the premise that they're pushing.
Yeah, so basically she struggles to commit to religion. She struggles to commit to her family, to her duties as a sibling and as a daughter. And then she's going through her own self-identity, an identity crisis. And she's looking.
11 years old.
And she's basically dealing with religion, which is pretty extreme. Like the values and the morals which are put upon her are quite extreme. But then, which forces her to then look for other avenues to escape.
Yeah.
But the way in which the movie is, the perspective they give is really they don't shed any positivity on like religion. Yeah. They just put it in like a negative. They show you it completely as a negative.
Yeah.
So
and then she hangs out with these scandalous chicks that are 11 years old.
Yeah, they're jumping around in stores, being silly.
And then she wants to join that crew, the twerk team, which brings in the bit of where it becomes a bit of a taboo topic, where people you look at it and then you see the agenda being pushed blatantly in front of you.
If my first thoughts for it, my first thoughts of the movie were they're making religion. They're painting religion in a bad light.
Yeah.
They're saying having values and morals and learning how to cook and learning how to pray and learning how to be a pious woman, you know, a faithful woman, is basically bad.
Yeah, 100%. That's the first note I wrote down.
Yeah.
Anti-religion.
Anti-religion, definitely.
Because I got some notes. I don't know how much notes you got. But
yeah.
We got notes. We come to them at the end of it. Yeah, this is like why it'll be a bit different, this podcast style. Like, not a bit different, but we'll have more notes in the setting than when we originally did.
We'll be prepared. A little bit more.
So I got this is the first like little note. Anti-religion, anti-good 100%. Values, rebels against the family. That's this is what they're going to push on you or push on the young kids.
And I watched this with, you know, an open mind. I sat there, I turned it on, and I would try to clear my mind about anything that any thoughts preconceptive thoughts that I had. And I just sat there and that's the first thing I saw. Was it just she looked bored? She wanted to play with her siblings instead of like being there with her, as any kid would though. Yeah. Like when I was growing up and I'd be going fishing with my dad, I wouldn't want to fish with my dad. Yeah. I'd want to be playing games or be hanging out with my mates. Yeah. Of course, every kid doesn't know what they want to do. You have to force them to do some things, otherwise they'll never do anything.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Put them in that. You got to put that, and that she doesn't understand the values.
Yeah, she's still young.
Exactly.
That's the thing. She's so young.
That's right.
And then that's why it's weird that they're going to try and push this, because the way they do it is the way which is like they're over sexualizing the kids. Yeah. Which happens like later on in the once she wants to rebel and then she wants to join this rebellious group, which is obviously rebellious because like dude, the first chick man. The first intro was the girl
where she meets the dancing girl. I call her.
Little girls wearing tight clothes, dressing like hoes. I put.
Yeah.
Which actually rhymes.
Yeah.
Rhyming at it. Yes. But anyway, dude,
but they paint the girl. To me, what I saw as well was that they paint her as this girl that's like, she's like 25 and she's wearing her clothing and she's dancing in like the laundromat.
Yeah, they're dressed like prostitutes.
Yeah, I guess there are young girls that do go through that lifestyle where they have to act like they're older to look after their family and stuff. But it's pain. She seems like she's got a normal. Later on, you find out that girl's got just a normal family. She's got like a dad, a mum, and a brother. Yeah. It's not like she needs to go and.
Yeah, but even that, it's like the way they push it, they just copy fucking older generation. Even when they're watching like the iPhone, start watching like older girls like twerk and shit. Yeah. And that, so it's hectic. But I got I got 43 minutes into it, Brian. Then I thought it was actually not too bad, as in not like you can see because the background about it, the news is that it's like pushing the pedophile agenda. So I was watching it, looking for that, and just seeing how bad or how ratchet it is. Yeah. How blatant it is. Because I already knew. I've been saying for years that the pedophile agenda is like already getting pushed. Yeah. And I said it like 7 months ago on Instagram. And everyone was like,
"You'll get the thing."
They didn't believe, but now it's more blatant. But I was like gonna see how obvious it was, because I'm like, maybe people are just saying it. Yeah. Like the girl joins the twerk team, it's obvious. Yeah. But then I was
the one scene, the main one scene. Oh, sorry to cut you off. The main one scene is when they're dancing. I don't know where they were because I lost track at this point. I was just a bit thrown off by the movie. Yeah. But they got caught by the security guards.
Yeah. I think I've seen maybe like.
And then there was two, and they were like, "You're not supposed to be here." Then they find out that they get the audition. Yeah. I think, or they get accepted to do the dance. Yeah. And basically, they're going to get in trouble no matter what. And the security guard, then Amy starts dancing in front of the security guard, doing her dance moves. But it's not done in the sense like that they're trying to show how much the dance is important to them. They're trying to get at it. It's like done like she's like an older woman trying to sort of sway him and seduce him. And then the way in which he looks at her is like he's attracted to it.
Really?
So it's quite. I mean, it made me feel so uncomfortable.
Was that near the end?
Nah, yeah, sort of near the end, yeah.
Yeah, because I got 43 minutes in when they started where the main character, just because they punch on, which I wrote here also, it's like ratchet behavior. They're fighting, they're lying. Yeah. Young girls always they're misbehaving in the store and that. Yeah. So they're pushing these things that girls are going to copy. There's no good characters in the show where you're just like, oh, these girls are respectable, even though they're young kids. Back in the Walk the Line Johnny Cash movie, that's like filmography or whatever. But the big brother, who's like a young kid, he was like a mad dog in the movie. He got killed early because he was using the saw and the saw was dodgy. He's like working, he had values. It's like, he wants me to do this, not like he's like I have to cut 1,000 trees, not 900 trees or whatever. Like he had his morals. Then he was like a hard worker. The guy wanted to go fishing. He's like, no, I can't do it. And he's like, you go fishing. Then he's like, and then the kid dies. But it's like his value system. Even though he's a kid, he had respect. He's like reading books. He's like, I gotta know the book, the Bible backwards and forwards. You know, if I want to be a good preacher one day. But
that's why it's better.
They push.
That's why it's better to have that extreme religion than it is to have the opposite.
Yeah,
be extreme the opposite.
It was just like pushing, showing that you can be mature at a young age.
Yeah.
But these girls are like ratchet crazy. And then when I stopped watching it was when it got a bit hectic, when the girl started like twerking, like the WAP video clip.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was like, what
where it started trending on the phones. Is that where it started trending?
I don't know if it started trending because I pretty much she was teaching the other. It's like one of them got kicked out. They fought with like the.
And they're all falling apart. And
then the big chick.
Yeah.
And then she joins, and then she's like dancing, twerking, and then she's teaching them how to like twerk and shit.
Yeah.
It's like zooming in on the girls' asses and shit. It's like.
Yeah.
This is uncomfortable right now.
And no, some people like I've seen some reviews of the movie, and some like, and it just so happens to be mainly women that are doing the reviews in regards to supporting it.
Oh, they support it. I haven't seen it.
Some of them have supported it by saying, you know, it's how a girl, it's a teen, it's coming from the perspective of a teen, and that's what they face every day. Yeah. It's like I understand where they're coming from, but it's almost like the movie doesn't paint it in any light where it's positive towards them. It's always like it's all negative.
Yeah.
It needs to be showing you what they should be doing.
Yeah.
As well.
That's the thing. I didn't see the end, so I didn't see the payoff.
Because all girls are seeing all they're seeing because young girls, all they do is they watch mainstream media and they see videos that are promoting sex and what clothes to wear and all that. That movie is not going to actually say don't do it.
Yeah.
Or look towards things that bring value and morals into your life. They're going to look to things that just make them satisfied, instant gratification.
Yep. How did it end with any sort of payoff, or was it ending like?
No, so the end of the movie, she's dancing.
Spoilers.
Spoilers for anyone that hasn't watched it. She's dancing on the main stage, and did you see when she pushed the girl? She pushed the thick chick. I don't even realize she's fat. Anyway, so the fat girl, she basically gets pushed in the water by Amy.
I don't know.
Amy's the main character.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so she gets pushed into the water. Yeah. She's like walking along the bank, and then Amy just comes out the side and pushes her in, but she can't swim. So then she starts drowning, but then Amy's like watching, and like you can see sort of for a snippet, Amy starts to think, have I done the wrong thing? Then she ends up grabbing like a light, like one of those floaties, the buoys.
Yeah.
And then she's okay, but then Amy just sort of like goes, and then just walks off. So like basically she's turned completely evil. That's like the sign of like, and then you saw where she takes the photo of her her.
Nah, I didn't see that. I heard about it, but I didn't see it.
Crazy, man. She it's not even her phone, like that she stole.
She stole it. Yeah.
Yeah, she stole it. But then he's like, give me my phone back, and then he takes the phone away from her, and you shouldn't do that. And then she ends up biting his arm.
Really?
Bites his arm, acting like a full savage.
Yeah.
Like you can see the gradual process of how savage it is. It's like she's hanging out with girls that are like out of control, and then she ends up becoming one. And she bites his arm, then like takes the phone off, and then like understands that like she's gonna get in trouble. So she like then takes a photo of her vagina, and then publishes it on his social media. So like basically it'll come across as like either a pedophile or Anyway, so the ending of the movie basically signifies that she's on stage, dancing with the girls, and then everything that she's done so far up until this point comes to the top, boil, and basically she just breaks down on stage, starts crying, runs off, and goes back to her mother, and basically just doesn't apologise, but her mother says you don't need to come to the wedding to support her father.
Yeah.
But the mum has to go and show her duties.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then she dresses up as a normal kid and walks down and starts playing skipping rope with her friends.
Yeah.
But it's like
that's interesting, because I could see like how they can make that alright, as in like they think it's alright, but the way in which they like tell the story, like the story maybe is alright about someone that goes like bad, and then realizes the light and goes good.
Yeah.
But it needs to be a bigger arc between the end and the finger.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
They focus too much on the negative,
Yeah,
and then they just say, oh, but everything's okay now.
Like they don't say how she should change in the right way and then push the right direction and say which way a girl might go.
And she never.
Like, one of the girls should have been like.
I can't remember.
It should have been fast forward. One of the girls like prostitutes like dead, and it shows like how bad. Like it goes if you go in that straight in that direction, and then she strays in the other direction. It shows the payoff that she'll get.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't seem. It's like, you know, Dance with the Devil, the song, where the guy, he's like tries to be a gangster and then he like rapes her mum and that, and he jumps up and kills himself.
Yeah.
It just goes to show that corruption will like destroy you.
Yeah.
Poison you. So if you get corrupted, it should show that payoff. So it gives people incentive to go in that direction, the little girls, rather than being a loser and ratchet. Because what's going to happen is obviously they're going to be considered cool, but in the future. Crackheads and
I don't think she even apologizes for what she's done throughout the movie. Even at the end, she doesn't even apologize. So basically, it says like that anything she does, she'll get away with it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? She has no responsibility and no accountability for her actions.
That's hectic. So let's talk about not just the story. We have to talk about that blatant pedophile agenda they push. Now you've seen it more than me.
Yeah.
What's it like, bro? I remember. I don't know. I've seen one scene. I didn't see it though when I was watching it because I didn't get up to it. The security guard one.
Yeah.
Is that like the younger black girl? No. Like there's the main character and then there's like the other black chick.
Oh yes.
Is she the one that was like dancing up on the security guard? I mean.
No. She was
like, oh, people dances and then like she twerks in front of the security guard.
No. That's the main character, Amy.
Oh, is it? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I saw like a snippet.
She starts like just like moving. She starts like dancing around and moving her hips.
Yeah.
And starts like I think she twerks. But anyway, the point is the way in which like, you know, he at first goes like, you know, what are they doing? But then as she starts to dance, they're trying to represent that like he's respecting her dancing, but it's not. But the way in which the message it comes across is more like she's seducing him, and he's like, I'm gonna let you go now because you did that. It's almost like, you know, a girl like in a taxi, you know, giving a guy a blowjob if she has no money.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you're trading basically entertainment to get away and to get out of it.
Yeah.
Instead of being accountable and being like, no, you've done something wrong. But that's against the point. The point is that he's like an old man.
Yeah. And he's
over 30, and she's 11.
Yeah.
It's like
crazy, dude. Because they
and anyone that says this is not like anyone that's you know, basically argues this point that we're making. That's very worrying. It's very worrying.
If anyone like supports it, like they even have like endorsers like filters and shit, which is gonna cause self-esteem issues for girls. But that's like they're trying to act like these girls are old. That's why I'm trying to call them tweens instead of little girls.
Yeah.
Like they're not teenagers yet. And then they're doing like girls plus condom, like when they find the condom.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like a programming, like a pedophile style, like it's like a programming technique where your condom's based on sex, yeah.
Yeah.
When you think of condom, you think of sex.
Yeah.
And then you got a little girl playing with the condoms. So it's like a programming technique at a subconscious level, I think, but I'm not sure.
Where the condom is normalized.
Well, no, like the viewers watching at home could like put sex and little girls together. It's like a weird fucking like technique.
I know what you're saying.
I think it's like a deep, like you wouldn't even realize it's a technique, but you don't. Like I think most of us wouldn't understand it like that level. Like
because people would think it's crazy.
Yeah.
People think it's crazy where like that thing would happen. But with anything in the world, you know, whether it be you know, gay people or like anything that's pushed through mainstream media is always done in subliminal messages and little hints. So like it's always pushed little bit by little bit. But it's like if you want to make someone agree with something, like, you know, women do it a lot of the time. You know, they'll mention something, but they won't actually ask for it, or they won't say, "Can we do this?" or "Let's do this." They'll say, "You know, what do you think of this?" But it will just be in basic conversation when you might be, you know, doing something, or you might be occupied, and you'll just start thinking, you know, you won't even think for a second. You'll just be like doing your work, and then you're like, "Oh, you know, I don't know," and you'll say yes, like let's do it or something, and then they'll go, "Okay," and they pick up pieces of like who you are or. By saying those like little subliminal messages. Yeah,
they're just like you just gotta there's like deeper meaning.
And that just shows. But you know what that shows? That shows people that are manipulative and that are selfish.
Yeah.
Like if you're saying one thing but you want another thing, then you're really
you're just trying to manipulate and just get what you want.
Exactly.
But dude, it's great. I don't know how. Like I haven't really sussed out much review. I probably should have. But Yeah, but
Well,
the
you've
reviews
got-
I watched was saying it was like sick and like, oh, it's a blatant pedophile agenda. They're trying to push.
Mm.
And then, but I haven't seen many of the people actually talk. Oh, I saw, I think, one guy that was like, seemed like a pedophile, but
Yeah.
I don't know how you can back it up. Like, it's like, how can you even say it's like, how can you justify like, just like the pics about like booty?
Yeah.
Like, just like, even like one of the start of it, it's like the chick bending over, but like, you know how you bend over normally and you might like bend your knees, but she didn't really bend her knees?
Yeah.
And she's just looking for something, it's like,
Oh,
what about this? Obviously done on purpose.
Dude, what about the one? No, that's the thing that I just remembered. So when she stole the guy's phone and he realizes that it's his phone, she like starts unzipping her like jacket.
Yeah.
And like takes her jacket off to basically, you know, because what she's learned from like watching like older girls is that like that's to seduce because that's what men like. But they take, you know, if women are thinking like that at 11, that's not right. So and then he's like, what
was she wearing the green?
I'm not too sure if she was wearing green, but she's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know, he's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he like takes his phone and he's just like, give me that. And then that's when she bites him and then takes the phone.
Because that's like the chick that because I remember she was wearing the green top and then he was like looking at her. And I was like, this is like that's like subliminal. Like if you're old, you can look at these chicks.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He's slightly
like checking out, but not like. You know, it's like he's looking at her, but he's like confused about like if he should find her attractive.
Yeah.
And she kind of like covers up a bit at the start.
Yeah.
But it was like, is that like saying it's alright to little girls?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because if it was like a normal guy, you just like looking at her and be like, you need to tell her off if you know her. And be like, what are you doing? Or like you'd look away and be like, what the fuck? Crazy, bro. That might actually lead us into the WAP video, which kind of stems from the WAP culture's going to bring this about. I think. Saw some girls, they were doing similar moves to the WAP culture dance. But I don't know if you want to talk about that.
I literally just watched the video, so.
CB, going back to the streets, C.
I initially started watching I watched the Cardi B WAP video, and my main thoughts were, I was going to react like everyone else reacted and be completely, you know, shocked and angered and, you know, confused. But I was like, you know what, really, I just laughed because that's just how everything's going. They're going to sexualize, basically it was porn.
Did you listen to the lyrics? Like,
do you know what, to be honest, I didn't listen to the lyrics because the lyrics will be the second time, I have to watch it a second time now.
When you actually see the lyrics, it's crazy.
Yeah, well I just, what I wanted to do was watch it and visualize it first, and then I could like listen to it and actually understand the lyrics. But basically what I saw, you know, she was wearing like a leopard outfit, and it was basically showing all her tits completely except for for her nipples.
Yeah.
And it was basically just she basically could have had just nothing on her nipples.
Yeah.
I
just don't
understand it. I do understand it because I understand that that's what they're going for because now they understand they've always understood sex sells.
Yeah.
For centuries they've used sex.
Yeah.
Sex is just what sells, but
that's the thing, man. That's what I mean. I don't know if we're going to talk about the back to the straight or the WAP thing, because the WAP thing might go a bit hecky.
Yeah.
Unless we're going to take risks, but... Because, you know, they're like, oh, man, you know, what's so bad about it? Like, I remember Charlene the God was saying it and Andrew Schultz.
Yeah.
And the Brilliant Idiots podcast. And, like, they're like, oh, man, Lil Kim was saying the same stuff back in the day. Why is everyone, like, so conservative now and, like, so religious and, like, thinking it's such a bad thing? It's like, dude...
So religious? They're the opposite. People aren't religious.
Yeah, I know, but, like, the people that are like, oh, it's... But, you know, because, like, the conspiracy theorists, we can't understand what's happening.
Yeah.
With like over-sexualization, but they're like acting like everyone's like religious or whatever, or like, oh, it's been around for ages, why is everyone like so weird about it now? It's like, well, look at the black community now. It's like, bruh, like, it's like, if you look up like a draft, like if we're doing like a thing where it's like, not a draft, but if we're like, you know how in sports, they do like overview, like the Nuggets versus the Clippers, and like, alright, so the Nuggets are going to be here in 5 years, they get this draft pick, and then that's where they're going to be.
Yeah.
If you did that for the black community, look where Lil Kim, you know, and their stars have taken them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because people follow that.
Yeah.
That's why the single mother household's so high.
Yeah.
That's why they got like problems in the black community, but they're always trying to blame the white guy.
Yeah, yeah.
But realistically, it's like,
let's
look at this shit. What's going to happen if these girls are going to grow up being hoes? They're not going to be housewives. They're saying in the lyrics like she's not a housewife. All she's good for is like sex.
Yeah.
And how's that going to keep a man happy? How's that going to keep them in a relationship for longer?
Yeah.
Which means that they're going to be single mother homes, which is going to spread to the kids.
If you think about it, the red pill community, like the men that are turning red pill, red pill's good to make you like woke, to wake you up to how nature really works. But then it's going to be toxic eventually, and it's not going to help this movement. Yeah. Because it's going to assist in the it's going to stunt the development of children. Because if men leave the household, basically, and they're not at the head, then the kids are going to grow up watching, that women should act a certain way like this, they're displaying in these videos, and then they're not going to have a father figure either. Yeah. So which is going to create even more divide between men and women. Yeah,
there's great segregation happening right now. It's a joke, man. Just now,
and to be honest, I've got I don't discriminate against anyone. Yeah. I love everyone the same way. Like I talk to everyone the same way. So when we talk about this, it purely comes from a logical point of view. All we're doing is we're assessing what we're seeing, and we're just saying for how it is.
Well, that's why so I don't discriminate. Yeah. So it pains me to see, because you can see plans that take you in a direction. If one person's going this way and this person's going that way and this person's leading to a guillotine. Yeah. You want to try and warn the person so they steer off it. Not because any discrimination towards anyone. It's just we've seen what happens with Lil' Kim and if the rappers talk about selling drugs and that, and then
it's not going to help.
It doesn't help, because then that community, they might be selling drugs. Yeah. They'll be single mother homes. Well, so kids grow up emotionally. They're gangbangers. That's not going to help the community.
Yeah, you've got artists talking about it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be black or white or brown or whatever, yellow, whatever. The person speaking about it, no matter what, if you're speaking about drugs, alcohol, sex, do you think kids are going to go straight? They're just going to think straight away, that's bad. If you're speaking about it in somewhat of a positive light, then kids are going to think that that's the right thing to do, no matter what.
Well, it's all perspective. I remember, because you look at how Kid Cudi would talk about marijuana, and Kid Cudi talks about the mental health effects and shit, and how it's helps him when he's low, and how it's more of just relieve stress. Yeah. But when Snoop Dogg talks about it, it's more trying to be cool, banging bitches, it's banging hoes, and it's you're not going to get house by a girl that way to stay with you, because that's not what they're pushing. They're pushing just bang all just different girls, and just smoke up to be cool. So you're doing drugs just to be really as an image thing rather than a mental health thing.
Yeah, where it's actually assisting in making you deal with your issues. I mean, you don't need marijuana to deal with your issues. There's other ways to get out of it, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's that thing, plus it's just the community pushes them in a direction in which it's toxic. You know what I mean? And that's why people get pissed off with the Cardi B stuff, because it's just it's going to lead to what Cuties.
I think
because over-sexualization of adult women, the teen girls, it's going to be nothing compared to the adults.
But deep down, I think your parents and your adults that watch these videos, they know, but it's because they've been conditioned for so long themselves throughout growing up. Yeah. They've watched these videos before. Back then, they would have been, what would have been shown to them as being sexual wouldn't have been as much as sexual as what we're shown today. Yeah. They would have seen a snippet of a girl's arm 100 years ago, and that would have been something crazy. Or they would have seen a girl pull her skirt up a little bit, and that would have been crazy. So it's all getting amplified each generation.
Desensitized to it.
Desensitized to it. But we know as human beings, as being a good human being, that's wrong. You know what they're doing is wrong, but we just don't have the balls, and we don't have the guts. We don't have the guts to like stand up and just say that's wrong, because everyone's now being scared about voicing their opinion, and they feel like, you know, they need to. People feel like they don't have freedom of speech.
Yeah, and 100%.
And they don't even want it.
We'll talk about in the Social Dilemma review coming soon.
Yeah,
which is not coming later on, but we'll just keep talking about this topic.
Definitely.
But dude, yeah, the cancel culture. We'll talk about the cancel culture in the future, like in a little bit. But she's left the man. Can't remember his name. She got divorced, but it's like, what did you expect? I mean, she had to stay loyal to the brand.
Yeah, I don't even know the story.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't really sussed it, but she had divorced with her husband. I don't know how long she was with him, but it's like, obviously she had to have a divorce. I mean, you can't make a song called WAP. I mean, she had to do it from like a publical, what's that word?
Yeah, but she had to, so wait.
Publicity standpoint?
Yeah.
Like she needs to be on brand. She can't be a bloody wife if she's talking about wet ass pussy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she had to be like, because the girl's gonna follow her. If the reason why
she's not an independent, like, strong woman.
All these like singers, rappers, artists, whatever, they all just push an agenda, really, at this point.
Yeah.
So her agenda's push like the hers.
Yeah.
So it's like, obviously, if she's pushing that agenda, she has to stay loyal. Yeah. How could she be like in a happy marriage if she's pushing for like fucking, is it monogamy or?
No, monogamy is when you've only got one person.
Yeah, poly.
Yeah.
Polyamorous.
Yeah.
Relationship. So it's like, obviously she has to stay on brand.
But she's not even poly, she's just single.
No, she's single now, but like, they're gonna push just multiple partners, take whatever you can from guys, be gold diggers, because like now, girls like will talk about, I miss having like a sugar daddy that used to pay for everything for me. And the girls will legit be like, yes queen, you go and get yours, like good work. And it's like, stop encouraging these girls that have no skill, and it's like you're relying on their looks.
That's why men push away from Western culture now for women. They push to South America, they push to Colombians, Brazilians, or like they push to Europe.
Yeah.
Or just Asian countries. Yeah. Like Thailand and Vietnam and all that. But that's why they push there, because those women, they've got religion, they've got values, they've got morals. Yeah. They're taught to be, both are taught to be, supportive to each other. But women are taught to stand by the person that they're with. But that's also the message I see in the Cuties is that Amy is taught to just give up on things easily.
Yeah.
It's like she just goes from one thing to the other, and she's very scattered in what she does, which is what kids are going to be like in the future. They're going to be scattered. They will do one thing and then they'll be like, nah, I'm not going to do that, and they'll do one thing. I could already see, but I could already see, like when my family was growing up, my family members, they'd go and do something and then they'd go and do it. Like they were taught, like, I'm going to do it, I'm going to stick to this job and I'm going to commit. Now kids will go, I want to do this and I want to do this, and then like, so just do one thing.
Yeah.
Get good at it, because you don't know how good you can become at it. So, effort.
It should. Well, obviously, because like she's a role model now.
Yeah.
Even though she's like a former stripper who's like, I don't know if she used to rape guys or like just like not rape them, but like drug them and then steal their stuff.
Oh, what?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they go back to her like apartment. She'd be like, you can go back with a stripper sometimes. Like, I'll come back to my apartment.
He's surprised.
She'll drug them and then steal their shit. It's like, fuck.
They probably wouldn't even care. They probably got too much money anyway.
No, not everyone. It'd be annoying. But yeah.
Like, why don't those guys come out then? And say
no one cares about guys, bro. They come out like, obviously they found out about it. Yeah. And no one cares. Like, Cosby got like years, didn't he?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Everyone was like shaming Cosby, but when a girl does, it's like, It's your own fault, bro. You shouldn't be a strip club.
Is it Amber Heard and Johnny Depp? Is that the situation that's going on with those two?
I'm not sure.
How like she was trying to take him for his money?
I'm not sure. I'm sussed.
I don't know. But we seem like we're not knowledgeable on these songs, but we know the main message.
Yeah, we know the main. Let's talk about the main message.
Yeah, subliminal messages.
Yeah, you might be the other stuff's important as that.
Yeah.
So soon marriage will be considered obsolete. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But
that's why we push purple pill in like when we talk to guys about helping them, because they've learned red pill, but if they can like somehow, fight emotion, the emotion of women with logic, and win the battle.
Yeah.
So drop doses of logic on them.
Yeah.
And continuously drop them, straight facts, logic, wittiness, and just be on top of their game.
Yeah.
You'll keep these women around, and you'll teach them that there's more to them than just being manipulative and getting what you want. Because pretty much like, there's men that go into relationships to get what they want. I understand that, but women as well go in just to get what they want. It all starts with self-development. If you self-develop yourself, then when you go into a relationship, you'll just be like, okay, I'm happy with myself. And if you're happy with yourself, then the relationship's gonna fucking work. It's gonna flow.
Yeah.
But guys that are red pill, it's too toxic. They don't care about
black pill. Bro. Red pill's like kind of alright, but black pill. This is definitely gonna keep going to a black pill direction because the risks that come with marriage. People like guys already don't want to get married because of the risk.
Yeah.
This is like the imbalance of the system, how it's unfair towards men.
Yeah.
Which they don't even talk about when they talk about feminism. No one talks about how guys, what's the percentage of guys that get custody of the kid? And then with women, obviously they're not going to want to get married because they're going to want many partners, even though they can easily get partners.
Yeah.
But they still want that one partner.
And guys say that they're red pill, and that they know female nature. And then when they go and they start dating these girls, they start to resent those girls. They start to resent them and then think, okay, I don't want to have them in my life at all, and that's when they go black pill.
Yeah.
Instead of going the opposite way and going, I'm going to take doses of women in my life, doses, a bit of medication every now and then, and then keep working. But they take too much, like red pill. So it's like, what are you looking at?
I don't know if you're too white.
Who?
You.
I'm looking like an angel, bro. I'm looking like an angel.
How weird. I'm like shiny.
I'm radiating light.
I know what you're saying, but we'll talk about the purple stuff in a little bit.
But it all ties in.
Yeah, it all ties in because it's as you said, it's hard, dude.
Because
like,
guys
just naturally gonna happen. It's hard for guys to take that risk.
Because guys are already getting pissed. Even if you are red pill, like if you're red pill, right, and you know female nature, every time you eventually try to get into a relationship with a girl, you're gonna know all this female nature. You're gonna watch conspiracy videos. You're gonna watch not all conspiracy videos are false. So
most of them are real, man. At this point,
that's what I'm saying.
They keep saying it's real, and no one's like believing it.
Yeah,
like they're telling you it's real. Everyone's like Epstein. They're like, yep, and they just shrug it off. Like,
yeah, and they're gonna keep watching videos on like how women act and how women are manipulative and how women it's hypergamy is a thing, and you're always gonna be like sort of. Most guys are gonna be self-conscious and they're gonna be thinking too much about the red pill and how everything works. And then that's when they try to go into the purple pill relationship, they're gonna not understand how to actually apply red pill. They know how to apply it when they're single, but they don't know how to apply it when they're actually in a relationship.
Yeah.
So then they'll lose faith in women altogether.
Yeah.
And then when they're in a relationship, they won't go back to being single red pill. They'll just go back to hating women more.
Yeah.
And then they'll go fucking black pill, and then that's when black pill will become like the main movement.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think people are gonna start having sex like robots and shit in the future.
What do you mean, synthetic robots?
Oh, like sex dolls and that.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, dude. But I don't know. We'll discuss that when it happens. 4 years time, we'll be back on the potty. We'll be like, there it's happening.
Yeah, but you said no. You spoke about maps. Is it maps?
Minor attractive person. Yeah.
Minor. You spoke about that years ago.
Yeah.
And you said to me, they're gonna normalize. But basically, how gay people, they were, they failed, they struggled to come out for so long.
Yeah.
And then they pushed the movement to try and help acceptance of gays, which is a good thing because everyone should be happy, that's fine. But now it's like they're pushing minor attracted persons the same way. Yeah, and they're saying that it's not their fault that they're that way. Yeah. Okay, that's fine, that's not, they are that because they're that. Yeah. It's still wrong. It's still not a good thing to be. Yeah. So you can't make them change their name. They're still, you can't just say because some of them don't give it. You can't just some of them, abuse kids, and then they're tarnished for the rest of their life, but some don't. What, you're going to call some pedophiles and some minor attracted persons? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got to change the name to make them feel better. Like it doesn't work like that.
I know what you're saying, bro. They're gonna have to, but they have to change the name because so much the stigma with the name pedophile. Yeah. But the thing is,
and they're already protecting them more though. So what does it matter if they change their names? They're protecting them, so no one's gonna know. No one's gonna know who.
They probably could just call it pedophile, and then everyone will be like, well, you can't do much, hate speech. But yeah, because back in, they have to push the pedophile agenda through the gay agenda. That's why I think people when they're opening up about the pedophile agenda, their gay agenda. Yeah. That's where the pushback might have happened. Yeah. I think originally. But I don't know though, because people be like, oh, weird, two guys kissing, but a lot of people might have thought like we think now about the future endeavors, what could happen if you it's like a rolling effect. Yeah. Just accumulate it, it'll get snowball effect. It'll just get bigger and bigger. Homophobia wasn't a word. Homophobic wasn't a word back when the gays weren't.
Yeah, guys just naturally, people would just naturally react to what they'd see. It was a natural thing. Yeah. If someone was into men and you tried to come onto a man, he would act like it's not homophobic.
Yeah, 100%. But now they can act like you're not homophobic if you don't hook up with guys. Yeah. If you don't hook up with a guy, you're homophobic. It's what?
No, I'm not into men.
Yeah, pretty much. But
there shouldn't be a term for it at all. It just means you're acting normally. It's like if I tried to come onto a girl that's into women.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
What do they call that? Homophobic as well?
Nah, straightophobic. Heterophobic, wouldn't it?
I don't know. They'll make a term up for that as well.
Yeah, if she rejects you.
If she rejects me and she goes, I'm into women.
That's heterophobic.
And But the point is that it doesn't matter.
Yeah. The point I'm trying to make is say homophobia wasn't a word yet. Yeah. And now, it's a word. Yeah. 10 years ago, transphobic wasn't a word. I don't think. I don't remember anyone saying oh, you're transphobic. Yeah. That wasn't a word.
No.
10 years ago.
Has transphobic actually been said?
Yeah, dude. If you bag transgender, you're labelled transphobic. If you say, oh, Caitlyn Jenner's a man, they're like, oh, he's transphobic, and they're like, oh, he's transphobia. Holy shit. So that's like a shame tactic.
Shit.
So then in 10 years, they're going to bring out, like, I don't know if they call it pedophobic.
Yeah.
I don't know what the word is going to be for pedophiles. I don't think they're going to call it map-phobic.
Yeah, but people will think this is like, when we speak about this, people will think like, what? You're saying pedophiles will be normal? And it's like...
Well, they have, like, I mean, that's the way it's gone with LBGT, because their brand is so broad that they can keep bringing in people. You bring in, like, if you bring in stuff that doesn't make sense, like, if you bring in, like, gays, yeah, it makes sense. Trans, yeah, it makes sense, the ideology of it, even though, like, logistically it doesn't make sense. Like, how you change your clothes means you're a different thing, even though there's butch girls that wear boys' clothes that are lesbians. Yeah. So it's like, there's so much contradictions. Then there's queer, which no one even knows what queer is, but it's just in there.
Yeah.
And then they can use all these things and just push a pedophile agenda, because if you can be a man and say you're a woman, then why can't you be 20 and say you're 12?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no logic to it, so then, and with it, because the only way the pedophile agenda can be pushed, the over-sexualization of kids. Yeah. But they have to push that for the gay agenda, pushing like being like...
No, they have to make kids independent of their mum and dad.
Yeah.
Basically, and say, we are independent, we can make our own decisions. No, you can't make your own decisions. You're 10. Unless you're fucking a child actor and you earn millions of dollars and your parents are going to take all your money, and that's when you see them, you know, get their money separation from their parents, because their parents are just out to take money from their kids.
10 years old, bro.
Yeah, I know, but still, like, that's wrong. Like, money shouldn't separate a family. Yeah. So,
that's it.
But the main point is that, it's just crazy.
Well, it started with the Desmond Amazing, with the drag kid, who was like a drag kid, and he was proud, and he was like the mascot for, because he's like out there, he's like dressing like a girl, and then it's like, there's gay dudes throwing him like money, like he was doing like stripper dance type thing, like Christina Aguilera or whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, he's doing like a Christina Aguilera thing. But if a 10-year-old girl was dancing like that, and guys were at a bar giving her money, like a stripper, uproar.
Yeah, people just think like that it's entertainment, like in the Cuties movie, that they're dancing and they've got high short shorts on and like high crop top t-shirts, and the talent scouts there are like, like they're like nodding, and they're like, it's all about business to them and money. Yeah. But they don't realise what they're promoting. They're promoting the sexualisation of girls, and making 11-year-old girls seem like they're 16 or like 18-year-old girls. Yeah. Or not, I mean, 16-year-old girls is even too young. Yeah. Like, girls shouldn't even be, girls at 14 are going through that stage where they're, but the point is that they're making them seem like they're mature ladies.
Yeah, they're prepubescent.
Yeah, prepubescent,
which is crazy. But yeah, bro.
It's crazy,
It's a dark topic,
Yeah, no, but the point is the topic is real, and it's going to be an issue. It's a big issue that needs to be spoken about. But they're pushing it because all they want to do is make they got. Do you know what? There's no movement such as gay, trans, pedophile. It's just the I should always be happy movement. Yeah. Everyone should be happy movement. That's what it is. Everyone should be happy, and if they're not happy and then that means that you're a mean person and you're a bad person for making them not happy. But the point is, life doesn't always make you happy. Yeah. This ties into like Gymshark and like how
as soon as you say something, like when people are saying stuff about Gymshark, they're just dismissive. But it's like Gymshark becoming inclusive, So they want everyone to be happy. Yeah. So why don't they should have a gay couple on there? Yeah. And they should have an incest couple on there. Yeah. Yeah. But they won't do that because gay is looking at it as like good, but incest for some reason is looking at it bad. Yeah. I'm not saying incest is good.
But incest has happened throughout history. Incest is a massive thing anyway.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like it just shows like if love is love. Yeah. It just shows the contradiction and like double standard between they should be the exact same, but because they're not conditioned, they don't even have they don't even have a brain. These people. Yeah. They can't even think like 2 steps ahead. They're like, gays. Oh, incest. No, that's shameful. It's like, how can you say it doesn't make sense?
But it's only because there's been no light on incest.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you could make that normal, and you could shame gays, and you could make incest the new pride. Yeah. And just goes to show these people who don't even have a brain, like they can't think for themselves.
We're gonna fucking fatality this shit. Finish. And we're gonna say, basically, this is what my main point. All movements in history, whether it's been gay, trans, acceptance of blacks, acceptance of any race, it's always about making them happy and making the person happy. So it's always about making a group, a demographic, or a community happy, no matter what they're doing, whether it's bad or good or bad.
Yeah.
So basically, with MAPs, with minor attracted persons, the pedophiles, they're basically saying they can't help what they are, and they're protecting them, so then they don't get scrutinised for what they've done.
Yeah.
Instead of taking full accountability and responsibility, they've taken someone's life mentally. It's not. They shouldn't have the right to think for themselves. Do you get what I'm saying? So anyway, the point is they're going to move towards a society where they're searching for their acceptance.
Yeah.
And they're searching for their happiness. It's like we need to give happiness to the MAPs, the minor attracted persons.
Yeah.
They deserve it. Even though they think that way.
Yeah. Why shouldn't they get to live their best life?
Exactly. And even if they think that way and they say that they don't do it, it's still something that's a disease. It's not right. It needs to be. They need to go and get special help. And so basically,
they're trying to make them happy, and then at the end of the day, you wake up and you wonder why those pedophiles run around. So just don't follow. Like, think about everyone should be happy, but think about the ramifications that might come up.
If something doesn't make sense to you, research it and try and understand it. Try and get all the different opinions you can about a certain topic. And if it still doesn't make sense to you after that, and you're somewhat of a smart person and you're a logical person, it means that if you have to find justification for something that
doesn't
make sense, then it's not meant to make sense. So
that's true.
Stick to your gut feeling of what you actually believe, with drops of opinions from other people to form your opinion, and that's when you have your own opinion.
Yes.
We all learn over life, but sometimes people just value other people's opinions instead of their own opinion, and that's one of our main points we're trying to make.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. So should we talk about the
what's next on our agenda?
So maybe the social dilemma?
Social dilemma.
I don't know.
Social.
Or do you want to talk about like a red pill, some sort of topic? I don't know if we can get some sort of maybe social dilemma, and then I don't know, bro. You take the floor, bro. You decide.
No, I don't know. I think we can. Why don't we talk about demasculation of men?
Okay. We'll talk about social dilemma later.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on this topic? So,
the demasculation of man, which is happening now, which is. I remember this podcast. The guy was like, "It was funny." He's like, "Soon it's going to be gay not to be gay."
Yeah.
Which means like, if you're like a teenager at a party, how girls they hook up with other girls for like clout, for like attention. I'm like, oh, this girl, hook up with this girl.
Yeah.
And it's like they're cool.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like guys hooking up with guys to be considered cool.
Yeah.
Because you're like in yourself.
Yeah, it's like when you're in a party setting and you're all drinking, and then like go like, oh, Laura should like hook up with Amy.
Yeah.
And then like they feel a bit pressured, but then they do it because like they want to feel accepted.
Yeah.
Like guys are gonna do the exact same thing. They're gonna go like, oh, John should like hook up with Bob.
Yeah.
Like,
do it or else
Bob. Fucking. Fucking Bob.
What party you go to? Bro?
Yeah, Bob. So yeah, James is gonna hook up with Harry, and it's just like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I know.
I legit would be just so confused.
Well, it's funny because then they're like, oh, you're gay if you never got a finger,
Yeah.
It's like the shame tactic.
And then if you shame it,
yeah.
If you shame it and go like, what the fuck is this? Or like you walk off butthurt about it, like they're gonna be like, what are you, homophobic?
Yeah.
But it's like you've got nowhere to escape because you can't even have your own opinion on a thing. If you feel uncomfortable, you shouldn't even be in that environment though. Then you should just.
Like the future.
But then that means that exactly. But you can't even be in that environment. You'll feel like you're excluded from everything, and that's what we stress to like men though, is that people should learn to be by themselves. It can be men and women. If you don't agree with something and you don't like being in a group because they promote something that you strongly are against, you don't need to be in that environment.
Yeah.
Walk away from it.
Yeah, we're not saying we're against the gay community. We're just saying if you're a guy that likes girls, you shouldn't be forced to hook up with a guy.
That's right. Exactly. It's normal. They're forcing you to do something that you strongly don't want to do.
Yeah. So the demasculation of man, which is like, that's funny because like I can see that happening. But like, demasculation of man, you see it anyway now with guys that are like, they're trying to act like arrogant dudes.
They're seeking attention.
They're seeking attention in a way in which like it's like girls have told them to do it, but not girls have told them to do it, but they're trying to fit in with like what girls want you to do.
Yeah, and what society pushes. Yeah.
like I saw Grimesy, bodybuilder. He was like doing the WAP dance on Instagram.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, and guys like on girls obviously encourage it.
Acting, and they were acting surprised like he could move like that and all that sort of stuff.
I don't really see like those. I thought more just like, oh yeah, like as in like good on ya.
Yeah.
Because you now it's like you're good with like the gay community or like the.
Yeah, you're supporting it by.
You're supporting WAP. You're supporting like the gays. You're supporting like because if you don't do it, it's like oh, what's wrong with you? Do you have like insecurities?
Yeah.
Because this guy can do it, so he has no insecurities because he's like making a joke at it.
And they're saying like you not being able to do that is not being a man. Like that's what they get at. Yeah, and it's like no, a man is supposed to be logical in what he does.
Yeah, it doesn't like dancing like a clown. It's like it's like a jester. It's like a king says to a jester, just like dance and just roll around like an idiot. And then if he does it, that doesn't get respect.
No,
you know? That's just like.
You gotta be strong. You gotta stick by your word and what you believe. Yeah. And I'm not too sure that some of these guys that are doing these videos and that are following what society says and what girls say for them to do, they strongly believe that that's the right thing to do. I think they've got these strong values. Well, I wouldn't call them strong. I'd call them, weak. They've got cracks in their armor because they're going and doing something which they strongly just don't believe in.
It's like if he was doing that like at home by himself.
Yeah.
Then like, alright, fair enough. But that that type of thing, no guy just,
you're not gonna see him
in the mirror dancing, like practicing, like by himself. Like he'd probably do it like even with his girlfriend, or like just trying to do it for like attention, or like clout.
I mean,
he's not gonna be in the gym doing that, like in the locker room, like watching himself like dance. Like it's unnatural because it's not authentically you. It's like fake. You're putting on like mirage for the people.
Yeah, charade as well.
Yeah. Or an illusion.
Yeah, you're illusion. I mean, you are acting like the Joker, They pretty much are the king, and they're telling you to do something, and you're acting like the jester, and you're jumping around.
And that'll turn a girl off, Because
it will turn a girl off, but they push this image where if you do whatever a girl says, or you do whatever someone says, then you're respected.
Yeah. Mate.
But you do something. If you do something if someone says to do something, like she says to jump off the water, like off the bridge, and you fall into the water, right? Yeah. But at the end, once you jump off it, there's like a feast waiting for you with like food and everything, right?
Yeah.
That you do it because it's a logical reason because you're gonna eat at the end of it, right?
Yeah.
But if you were just to do it and there's gonna be nothing, you're not gonna get anything out of it, and it's just to see how much power they have over you.
Yeah.
Then there's no point in doing it. Because I mean, and if people say, well, why do you think so much like about it like that? And you're like, why do you like try to like break it down like that? I'm like, well, it's because the person telling you or society telling you to do it are thinking that way.
Yeah, it's a power play.
It's a power play.
Like a shit
exactly.
Test, If you listen to your shit test and go outside your like masculine and just do whatever she says, how's she gonna respect you? Because you're supposed to be the leader.
Exactly.
And if you're doing what she says, then she's the leader.
It's like is it Karen in the Black Phillip show with Patrice?
Oh, yeah.
She basically says that the relationship should be 50-50.
I don't know, it's Karen. I can't remember.
I think it's Karen.
Funny voice, though.
But I think it's Karen. But anyway, she basically says like that the relationship should be 50-50.
Oh yeah.
Why can't it be 50-50? And Patrice is like, Patrice is like, please, I lead because I lead because you can't lead.
Yeah.
Because and it's not and it's the main point he makes is that you don't want to lead. Like women don't want to lead, but they just test to see if that you'll let them lead you.
Yeah.
So it's like, but the same, it ties into the same thing. It means if they can tell you what to do, it means that you're conforming to what they say, and they don't want to lead. So then they straight away they tick you off and they cross you off because they're like, nah, wrong way, because you've already listened to them. You can't listen to them if it's emotion driven.
Yeah.
If what they're saying doesn't make sense, don't do it. And even if they do want you to do it, you should think about it and do it when it's the right time to do it. It's like, okay, go and do this. Okay, why am I going to go do this? Oh, because this, and you go, okay, I'll have to think about it first.
Yeah. Like they say, if they say like, we need to do this, and then you're like get vegetables and fruit or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to diet. Yeah. That's good. Then she becomes like a hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Where like she just gives you advice and you make the final decision.
Correct.
But if they're saying, oh, you don't ever dance or whatever, so do the WAP dance.
Yeah.
Just because everyone will like it. It's like, oh, will they like me more if I do the WAP dance? Will you like me more if I do the WAP dance? Or I'll do the WAP dance.
I'll give you a simple scenario. Like, I don't drink alcohol anymore, but as in I don't drink it like every weekend, and I don't drink it like, you know, I haven't drank it for months, apart from maybe, I think the other day I had half a can of cider with my partner, and you know, she always says like why don't you drink, like you're boring, and like, you know, why don't you do this, like she's trying to break down my morals and try to break down my principles. But the point is, when I want to drink, I'm the one who makes the decision that I want to drink. You know, she'll say like, let's have this, and I go, no, you know what, I don't want it, and I'll stick by it. Once I've said no, I say no. But the next week, if she, you know, she's got cider and she's got, there might be a power play what they're doing. They're bringing it out, so then they want you to have it. But if you truly decide that you want to have it, then that's okay. The point is, you need to make the decision for yourself. And these people that are doing these dances and that are demasculizing men is really not helping us.
It's giving the woman the power which comes with the feminist movement as well. Which pretty much, it's going to kill the relationship, because she's not going to respect you, and the female hypergamous take over, and then she'll look for a guy that's being a guy. Like,
she's not going to want you if she can tell you what to do.
Dude, I've been this sort of like, you know, Iceberg Slim?
Yeah.
Dude, all the guys on that are just cold. Like,
cold.
One of the best, like, pimp in it, just like never, like, he's like, oh, if the girls will probably like have a heart attack if he cracked a smile. It's like he's just like straight face, just like full serious and that. The girls must love that.
It's true though. It's true. Like, I've experienced it with like many girls. But the point is, if you don't grow up that way as a pimp, or as, you know, as Iceberg Slim and all those pimps that he's known, if you don't grow up in the way that they've grown up, it takes a while for you to act that way. And to act that way in a natural way. Like, you know, if you're someone that's been the jester all your life, and then you realise like that's what's been your downfall, and that you gain no respect by men and women, and just by people, then that means that, you know, you need to slowly start working on what you should be. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So what I'm trying to say is, like, you know, you're not going to get respect and gain respect by being the jester anymore. You need to like work towards being someone that speaks less, and being someone that like people can't just get validation from, and be masculine. Those guys, those pimps, they're cold because they realise the cold works. Exactly.
Cold does work. Which actually ties to the next topic, which is how to get respect. But the topic how to get respect is based on like, my thought about it is like how to be a good person. But you can't be a good person unless you have respect, because people want to tread all over you, because people are just like Cants. Like, because when I like, say if I go to the gym and I'm like bulked up in that, people aren't really going to test you as much as like I'm just as nice as another guy, say. But with the other guy, he might be like skinny and weak, and then they'll treat him and talk to him like condescending and treat him bad. Just because he's smaller. But they know that not to try that on me, because I might be like bulked up and I could like smash him. So basically, if you get that respect, you can actually, it allows you to be a good person. Because if you're a good person, you're just a pushover if you're like weaker.
Exactly.
But if you have that respect between people, you can be a good person, and then there's no real ramifications. And they're not gonna try you, they're not gonna stand over you, they're not gonna push you to do things you don't want to do, because they don't want to have like any.
I think that's the importance with mental development with physical development, is that too many guys physically grow strong to the point where they're big, but they don't know how to handle being in situations that are emotionally driven. So like they can't think for themselves. So then when they get into like situations where they have to show, you know, masculine frame and to be masculine, you've got guys that are big, that are 120 fucking kilos, massive, that don't know how to handle themselves. It's because they haven't developed their mind. You know, you think about the mind more so than the body. You know, you develop the mind, the body will follow. But some guys try to develop the body, and then the mind, and then they don't know how to develop their mind, so they struggle. That's what I'm saying. Like, whereas you know, you become a better person once your mind is developed. Your body will follow. But guys that focus on the physical always have trouble with the mental. Do you get what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. That's why you'll be a better person. The steroids kind of hurt people, because they become a hindrance, because they get the physical, but they didn't work as hard as it would have taken to get the body naturally.
Exactly.
Gives them the mental edge. But to get respect though, it's pretty big for a guy, because obviously to get respect you have to work hard. Like, don't have to say that much. Don't have to talk bad about people. Be positive.
Do you know what? It's really common sense. It's really common sense. Like, to gain respect when you're in a workforce, and you're you know, if you're working as a tradie and you're working as just say you're bricklaying, if you want to say something and you realise that you're saying it for just no reason, don't say it.
Yeah.
Like, the more you speak, you've always got a choice about what you do.
Yeah.
The more you talk, the less you're going to be liked. Because that's how I see it. Like, you know, talk with conviction and with quality, and you'll gain more respect. You know, talk when you need to talk. Yeah. Talk less. Oh, he's a hard worker. Yeah. And, you know, and then they'll try to get more out of you. Yeah. But you just want to get the work done, and you want to, you know, be good at what you do. Yeah. But too many guys they lose respect. It's because they're just so conditioned to like speaking all the time and like, you know, thinking words get them somewhere instead of actually, you know,
putting in the work. Like even like if you like talk too much at the gym and like it's like off-putting for people to like want to talk to you. It's like, oh damn, this guy's gonna ruin my session. Yeah,
if you're hitting a personal best. Yeah. And you've got some guy there that just he's always there. He's there 7 days a week, and he's that guy that just does, you know, he'll do half a set. And then he'll stand up and he'll just like be on his phone, or he'll just start talking to someone. Yeah. You're just sitting there going like you're wasting your time, and you're wasting the time around you, of others around you. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, 100%. Because you're placing negative energy into the gym. Yeah. Or like not negative energy, procrastination. Like you're spreading procrastination.
Well, yeah, well, like, you're teaching, talk. That's why when I go to the gym, I used to go to the gym, RIP gym.
Yeah, I know.
And shout out to the boys in Victoria.
It'll be back. Women. It'll be back.
Yeah, hopefully. But I try and like smash out my conversations like real quick at the start. Yeah. And then when I hit the session, I hit the session. Yeah. Because it will kill you to a conversation mid-session.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, and it goes against, it goes against everything you are as a man. Your time is valuable. Yeah. At the because the gym is something that you love the place, so you've got to respect the people in there. So that's when you have your initial conversations with everyone. How you going? How you been? The people that are committed, you talk to them. You don't give time to people that are not committed to what they want to do. If you just talk to people and it's a guy that you know he's a good bloke, but he just wastes his time and your time. What's the point of talking to him? You know, it seems a bit cold. But through your actions and showing that you only speak to people of higher value, to people that want to actually be there and do it, they'll learn. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
You can't just go to them like, you know, talk about nothing for the 10 minutes before gym and then realise.
Say, hey, go on. But
you
then
can.
Say, I'm gonna hit the stage.
Yeah, but sometimes they'll try and they'll want to take the time.
Yeah.
So you've got to understand, like, you know, when people come up to you in the gym, sometimes people ignore. You know, I've seen people in the gym that they'll just ignore people. If they're in set, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
You should really, because you shouldn't be coming up to someone. You shouldn't be coming up to someone anyway. Yeah. If they're unless it's something really important, like, you know, I need to like grab some equipment or something.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty much the only reason. It's not just like, hey bro.
Yeah, hey bro.
How you going?
How you going?
Do you
have done it?
Yeah. Do you mind if I use your perfume after you have a shower? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about here?
I'm gonna have a shower, can I borrow you?
Yeah, do you mind? I forgot my drink bottle. Can I have a sip of your drink?
There's a water fountain over there.
Oh, it's like,
the corona.
Oh. Anyway, so the main point is like, how to gain respect is, you know, being hardworking.
Hardworking, yeah. That's probably the main one.
It's the fucking main one. It's not hard. Hardworking, because...
And not hating on others either. Not being negative, you know. Perspective and stuff.
But not being hardworking to the point where you're used. Like, like where people just say, oh, like, you know... Yeah. Because, like, if you're, like, someone that works hard and you're... Just say you're a young kid and you're 17 and you're in a trade and you're in your apprenticeship. Yeah. You're going to be that person that everyone just relies on no matter what. You know, they go, oh, don't worry, James will do it. You know, James will get it. He'll get it done. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, okay, that's good, all good and well. But you need to like start to stand your ground even then, as a young man.
I don't know. It's 17 though.
No, just it's more as in like you don't need to go out and start speaking to them, but you need to like you know, you need to show them your hard work. Yeah. But then you need to also speak up a little bit and say, you know, you got to make your stand. You got to stand your ground.
Yeah, so. But usually they just push the apprentices pretty hard, and then it's like,
true.
After that, then like they get the respect. But if they're still doing it like 30 years old. And get the shit job, and the apprentice is getting the better job or something. Like,
yeah, but no person that ever makes a name for themselves, like, or makes a business, and ends up, you know, earning that passive income, making that passive income, and changing a lot of people's lives, and having a successful business, never does it by being quiet their whole life.
Yeah, I know, but
like you gotta learn. You gotta learn. Yeah, you gotta learn at the start. I understand that, but you've also got to be asking questions, the right questions, and voicing your opinion. If you don't voice your opinion, they'll never. It's like you know, they'll never hear you.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you're just a number to them. But until you stand up, then they wouldn't know.
That's true. Just gotta get the respect, man. Work hard.
Yeah.
Treat people well.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, treat people well, like, it doesn't get you respect,
but for a young,
it's like it shows your mental toughness.
But for a young man, it should, like, the main value should be, like, you know, never lying, just being truthful to yourself. Yeah. Hard working, always being punctual when you're like to work. Yeah. Being there 15 minutes early, you know, being there before work and just being eager.
Yeah.
Because eagerness is a big thing.
Yeah, 100%.
If you rock up 10 minutes late versus rocking up 15 minutes early,
it makes a difference.
Yeah, trust me. I talk to a lot of old school guys, especially, you know, my dad and all their mates, and they, you know, that's the one thing that they can't stand is when someone is late.
Yeah, because it shows like
they're
unorganized.
Yeah, and they pride themselves on being early. Yeah. Because if you rock up to a job and you don't understand, just say you don't understand something about it, then how are you going to be prepared for it?
Yeah.
You have to like, you know, there's guys that you start your own business, you're full studying before you even go into the job because you still don't understand it. But then on the job you sort of get, you know, you go with it on the fly.
100%.
So
that's more self-improvement actually. Yeah. It's got to be the best version of self, boys. You know, get the work in.
And women as well. Like it's be the best version.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's every day chase being the best version of yourself, which means you use your time effectively.
Yeah.
And that's what
hard, use your
time effectively.
Yeah, what did I do yesterday that I can do a little bit longer today, you know?
Yeah.
Did I read an hour? Okay, we'll read an hour and 5 minutes today.
Yeah.
You know, because that means it cuts out time that you're wasting. Yeah. So if you like go from just say you go from Monday, you read 1 hour a day.
Yeah.
That's just one segment of your day, but then you have a half an hour break before you do your next thing. We'll read 1 hour and 5 minutes, so then you've only got 25 minutes until the next thing.
Yeah.
So you're not sitting around doing...
Yeah, minimise the gap.
Yeah, that's the main thing I do. I used to do when I was younger was always I'd do my reading and I'd go to the gym and then I'd realise like that I'm just sitting around doing nothing when I could just be going on the treadmill or I could be reading the book or listening to a podcast or just doing something to make myself better.
Yeah, 100%. It's all about just using that time effectively.
Become the best. Become the biggest. Become the best.
The best. 100%. You gotta be the best. Can't be the worst. Gotta be the best, can't be anything less. Alright. Oh yeah. Alright. Now we're gonna talk about the social dilemma documentary.
Oh. Fuck, I do look like I feel like I'm glowing.
Right, go on, bruh.
Dude, I'm like, what did they used to call me? What is it? White albino. No.
Oh, I can't like a cool name. Like,
they used to call me
like
in
Ice
school.
Ghost or some shit.
They used to call Ice. You said Ice Ghost?
Yeah. Right.
And they call me Pale Ghost.
Oh, Pale Ghost.
Even worse. But dude, 100%, man. Talking about nicknames though. Talking about nicknames. No, when I used to get bagged in school, it all comes down to the person. In regards to how you handle bullying, how you handle, like, you know, we can talk about racism, we can talk about your colour of your skin and all that. But if I got called Pale Ghost, like, I just look at the person and just be like, yeah, okay, cool. Like, you know, I would get bagged all the time, Pale Ghost, and just all these different names about my skin, because you get bagged by Europeans in your school. You know, all these dark wogs that would be having to go at you because you're so white, and I was white when I was very white. Even though I'm pretty white now.
Pretty white now.
Pretty white. But the point is, like, you know, it's about who you are as a person, you know, and shrugging it off.
Yeah.
That's just a brief little segue I wanted to talk about. I just want to talk about nicknames and kids that are getting called nicknames. If you take those nicknames, like, because I always, it's how you're developed from a young age. Like, my dad always said to me, words can't hurt you.
Yeah.
He would drill that in. It was like subliminal messaging. Like, he would like, it was like I was listening to my dad when I was sleeping, and he was like always saying, like, words can't hurt you. And that was instilled in my brain since I was like 8 years old. When you have words can't hurt you as your main forefront of like your shield, no matter what. I mean, after a while, you wonder why those people are doing it, but then eventually you look at them and go, you know what? They're unhappy with themselves.
Yeah.
Or they haven't had the role model. So I just look at them and go, you know what, I like your nickname. Like, I like it. Call me Pale Ghost. Do you get what I'm saying? Because this ties in with like your dating coaches and like PUAs and AMS, how they always speak about, you know, insecurities and how your insecurities should actually be your strongest like card.
Yeah.
because that makes them admire you more. Anyone.
Yeah.
Because when you take on a nickname, they go fuck.
Yeah,
it's like when you get into a fight with it's like if you and a guy fight at school. Like you generally have more respect amongst each other after you've fought. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not like I'm talking about like you're saying like judo, like if you use their own momentum against them. Where like they you take it on as like taking a stride, so like it gives you more power over them.
Yes.
But yeah.
Because like and I think if you're taught that a certain way, if you're taught to have to know that words can't hurt you, then words can't hurt you. It's just like how kids are taught that robbing is okay, or that stealing from someone is okay. If they're taught that their whole life, then they'll think that.
Yeah.
That you'll think anything. If you're taught that words can hurt you, words will hurt you.
Yeah, 100%.
If you're taught that your skin matters, your skin matters. Like, you know, if a kid grows up and they're white, they're black, they're, you know, brown, whatever it is. Because I don't know how many colours there are, you know. Yeah. But the point is that if you've grown up thinking that, you're gonna stress yourself about it.
Yeah, 100%. You're gonna take it on a lot. Yeah. Like if someone says something to you and you take it on, you're gonna take it bad. Yeah. A lot worse than if they actually did something. It's like you're taking it on too much, but the thing about words are that they can't hurt you. Yeah. That's not really being pushed these days because everyone's exaggerating hate speech. Yeah. So hate speech is becoming exaggerated. Yeah. Where they're saying, oh, no, you can't say that. Even you could say something to someone that doesn't even mean anything. Yeah. Like it's just a casual conversation. Yeah. But it disrupts the full flow.
What did you say like it's a whole fucking paragraph that they said, and it's like, but did you say this like a little bit? Yeah. It's like, what's the whole context of the paragraph? You know, what was I actually trying to get at?
People these days are so scared to say anything. Like, say, if you have, like, a parent or whatever. Yeah. And then your kids are hanging out with, like say, you got white kids hanging out with black kids. Yeah. And it's all good. But you're, like, preparing lunch or, like, just a pre-lunch. Yeah. You're preparing, like, watermelon. You're like, oh, no. I can't ask this black kid if he wants a watermelon because it'll seem like I'm being racist.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. It's making it seem that crazy.
Yeah, it's like, it's like a,
But it's just genuinely that you don't know if the person that's come to visit you doesn't like watermelon. Yeah, you know, it's doing with who they are.
To a stereotype.
It's just like
at that level where it's like it disrupts the whole conversation between people, and it's gonna that actually ties into social dilemma, which ties in how we're going away from normal conversation and just communicating with each other.
We're going with what potentially may happen instead of what actually happened. Yeah. You said this, but and that means that you're gonna do this, and it's like, no, it doesn't. I didn't do it. It didn't happen. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying?
Everyone's trying to look at the most negative way that you said something. Yeah. Like, oh, you meant it like this way. It's like, no, I didn't mean it like that way. I meant it like how I said it. Yeah. And then comedy's going to be destroyed completely. It's already destroyed, but like comedy's going to be like, you know, Bill Burr is probably my favorite person to listen to at the moment, like comedian at the moment. Like he's what is it, Monday morning
podcast is my favorite. Just because he's still, there's parts of him that like he like throws red pill and dashes of like that in there every now and then, but it's not complete. He doesn't give a shit, you know.
Yeah, he's got more blue pill. That's pissed me off.
Yeah, he's got more blue pill, but
he's going towards like 2016 Bill Burr, or like before that. Yeah, was like full red pill, where he just understood because he's the best place to portray.
But he probably realised that like we do, like there's no point in talking about it because it just
100%. Even though we talk about it.
but we talk about it because we're speaking about it because it's in these videos that we're watching and these topics that we're talking about.
Yeah, and he doesn't get cancer, he's got a family, he's got like stuff to. Yeah. He's got aspirations, bro.
Yeah. We have aspirations as well, man. We have aspirations. We're gonna be getting some people on this show as well.
That's what happens, bro. We'll see
get some celebrities on here.
Yeah. We'll just be like, alright. We'll do. We will. Yeah. So
we'll rock it.
We'll rock it, bro. We'll get some boys on there. We'll get the boys.
But the main point is they're saying that words are meaning that it's actually happened. Basically, if you tell someone something or you have a go at someone, you've done something. Yeah. Wrong. When really words are just words.
Yeah. It's the context behind it.
Exactly. So it needs to actually happen for it to be termed.
Yeah, negative.
Negative.
So should we talk about the social dilemma?
Yeah, go into it. Because it ties in
well, hate speech. So you've seen it, yeah?
I've seen it, but I don't really, you know what, like I watched it, but it was nothing that I didn't already know. Yeah. Like I didn't, like, you know, back when we were like 12 years old and we were on MSN and MySpace, you already had those thoughts in your head that people can like watch what you're doing, and anything can be tracked, no matter what.
Yeah.
Since we've been 10, whenever we started technology and we started using technology, it's all tracked. It's all traced. They've got all that information on you.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't just delete it and it just vanishes.
Yeah.
So for people just to go like to watch Social Dilemma and go, wow, like they can like track us, and it's just like, of course they can track you. Technology is like, they say technology in the army is like 50 years or 30 years or more ahead and advanced than society.
Yes, 100%.
And what they distribute onto us.
So what do you reckon the meaning was behind the Social Dilemma? Like why they bring it out?
I think that to be honest, I'm pretty confused in regards to the subliminal messages, like why they're doing it. But because everyone just watches it and thinks that they're just telling us like that these people that are like talking up against these companies are doing it for the right reasons. But I think more it's to show us that for us to be okay with it.
Yeah, but they weren't really talking bad about it that much, because I was talking like, what I got from it was because everything on Netflix is pretty much like, it's brainwashing technique to program you. Yeah. Which we see with like Epstein, like they didn't really go into too much about like who's on the island, why, all these things. They just go about like how he's charismatic or whatever. But because the people in it are mostly white guys, which I realized like first like whatever 5 minutes of when they're like, oh, me and 25 other white guys. Yeah. And I'm like, he didn't even say white guys. Yeah. So straight from when he said it, I was like, alright, this is like definitely there's an agenda that they're pushing. Yeah. Because like, there would have been like Indian dudes. There would have been multicultural, probably women and stuff as well.
Otherwise, it would be it would be in the newspaper in the news that a company doesn't have any diversification.
Yeah. So, but I think they chose the white guys. Yeah. Because it seems like
if it comes from them, it seems like they're hating.
Yeah, because they're basically technology at that point. Because they're like, they work for the companies, they used to work for the companies, they got all these things. So they're basically the companies. Okay. Which is social media. Yeah. That's like, if we put a face on social media, they're going to be the face of social media. Yeah, okay. And they're projected as the bad guys. Yeah. Because we know we're trying to push white males as being the bad guys these days. Yeah. So they're telling us, it's pretty much like a laugh in the face of us, because they tell us about the trap. And they know that we're not going to escape the trap, because most of the guys probably watching this on their phones now watching it. Yeah, true. So no one can put the phones down now because it's so addictive. That's what they're telling us, how they programmed us. They tell us too late. They would have known years ago that what's going to happen. Yeah. But they tell us now when we're too far into it. It's cash society pretty much almost at this point. Everything's done online, emails. Your phone's crucial. Yeah. So it's hard. We can't just put it down. Especially now with Victoria Corona. I mean, we can't even communicate without our phones.
I was thinking about just not even continuing to do YouTube and do a podcast. Yeah. But the point is, like, because you feel somewhat depressed after watching that. No, in a sense, because you feel like I deleted all social media years ago. Yeah. And then I got back social media due to us wanting to help people, because I think our what we stand for is bigger than what they're pushing. We're trying to be someone within. If it's already being pushed and it's already implemented, you can't stop it. Yeah. Technology is bigger than you. So you have to be within the technology, trying to change it and trying to help people understand it. Yeah. And if you can help them limit their usage or the way in which they use technology, so it's done in a positive way, then I think we have to continue to do this. Yeah. But initially when I watched Social Dilemma, I was like, fuck, I just want to turn my phone off right now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it does that. But then you realise you can't.
But that's what they're trying to do to you. They're trying to make you feel like, okay, I hate it. Love-hate relationship. Yeah. I hate it, but then do you know what? I can't stop. And then what you'll do is you'll forget about Social Dilemma ever existed, because it'll just get pushed back. Yeah. And then you'll forget about that, and then you'll get back. And it's like the when you're in a shopping centre, like someone will like drop a can or something. All your food will fall off the table, and it'll be a massive smash, and everyone looks up and then just goes back to their phone. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like they're just like, I think it's like a laugh in the face of us, or spit in the face of people, because it's like that's pretty much the direction we're taking, and it pushes the white guys, like the bad guys, in people's minds. But people continue doing.
I mean, that to some people that will be quite extreme what you're saying, but to be honest, why don't they have diversification in the movie in terms of?
I mean, they have this sheriff guy, but he didn't really talk.
Yeah,
like, but then they just talk about him.
But then people will also say to us, they'll say, oh, but you guys say that skin doesn't matter and that, like, it's how you're raised. It's like, why are you trying to point out that there's no diversification? What's wrong with it all being white people? And it's like, well, you can't have it both ways. Either you guys want to like show multiculturalism and show different people, because there would be different people working there.
Yeah.
You're not just going to have all white people working in the... If you've got a subsection of like the company, it's not just going to be all white people there.
Yeah, 100%. So I think they just did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Because like, they're trying to push that brand of like making... Because like, if you don't know, that you can bag a straight white male pretty easy. Yeah. You can't really bag others as easy as you can bag it. Like, you can say white male is the devil. And then people are like, yeah, true. So, and then they had like a couple of girls on there. Yeah. But one of the girls was discrediting conspiracy theories. Yeah. And fake news. Okay. And like, that's what I think they were pushing as well. Which was, don't believe everything you see on there. Yeah, which means just, listen to that mainstream agenda. And that's because they realize the uproar of conspiracy theories coming up. So then they're gonna try and like,
it's crazy how people it's crazy how so many people are watching false news instead of real news.
Yeah,
and it's
like they can click on something or make this real. It's like click on something. They've been talking about Epstein. All these conspiracy theorists, the same shit that's happened. Like they predicted the future. How are you gonna explain that? And how they got all the files. Why is everything getting deleted? Yeah. You know what I mean? They don't say why everything's getting censored when it's based on truth.
Yeah, that is one of the most important points of Social Dilemma that I watch, is that they're taking whatever's being spread through the internet, because they understand that there's certain divisions and there's certain uproars and certain movements coming, and they're trying to say these movements are what the news isn't backed by real evidence.
Yeah, especially nowadays.
And it's like, yes, these people that are showing this evidence have spent years searching it, years of research.
Yeah, and it's crazy. So they're going to discredit the conspiracy theories and shame them. Yeah. And that's what's going to happen. That's why...
They're already shamed.
You're going to paint the white guys as the bad guys. Yeah. Which continues that agenda of segregation with the Black Lives Matter, which is like a taboo subject right now. So that's going to continue. Yeah. Which continues the civil war, not civil war, but the things that might be on the cusp of civil war. Yeah. And then you're going to downplay the conspiracy theorists, which is...
But conspiracy theorists, like, no conspiracy theorist has ever been 100% wrong. Yeah. Even if they have been wrong, there's always some truth to what they say. Yeah. 100%. You know, they're not just someone that just goes, you know, they're just in this fairyland, never let land.
It's like, and they're like, so many people.
They're crazy. They're not fucking going to the fucking. They're not the Joker who's been locked in the Arkham Asylum. Yeah. You know, they've got truth to it.
They're not saying they can jump on the moon. You know what I mean? Yeah. Exactly. If someone was like, oh, you can jump on the moon, it's like, why would they have so many people following? And that's what people got to click in their mind. If these conspiracy theories, like, I haven't started to study flat Earth, but if they all have like people backing them, they must have some good claims. Yeah, but then they'll use like that was just the start of them telling us that the conspiracy theorists are fake and it's wrong. And it's untruthful. But the point is, they'll go one step up above that, further than that. They'll start saying, you know, that they're crazy, that they've got mental conditions. Everyone that follows a conspiracy theorist page or group is actually struggling internally to be this sort of person. When really, those people are probably more happier than ever compared to other people locked in like whatever we want to call the matrix. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I feel when I did my own research on topics and I didn't listen to straight away what I was told, and I sort of sat back. Because listening to what you're doing, if someone tells you something and you listen to it straight away and then you act on that, you're acting on their opinion, right? And then you're not you. Yeah, you're still what you're told. And then...
So you need to sit back and just evaluate it.
100%.
And all these people that are spreading these messages and are doing research are doing it based on their own research and their own opinions. Yeah. They're not just going, oh, I've listened to 2 videos of conspiracy theorist videos. Yeah. Sorry, 2 conspiracy theorist videos, and now I've got my opinion made up. They're doing years of research.
Yeah, that's why they're so passionate, because it takes so much time to do research, especially with everything getting censored and cancelled.
So Social Dilemma.
Social Dilemma means... So it's pretty much like explains how you can't put your phone down and track all your stuff. And, it's pretty much the trap of your phone. Yeah. But it was pretty I don't know. It wasn't really eye-opening. It was just...
What's that?
I knew... It's like they're already... It's a Netflix, so you gotta understand that you take a grain of salt.
It's crazy when the girl take... You know, they put the phones into the box and then she like smashes the box. But then... And then I understand I felt a little bit bad because I do understand, I do relate to when she's looking at herself and she's trying to cover up her ears. You know, I had insecurities as a teenager myself. Yeah. But as soon as as you get older, you understand it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but it takes time. All kids will feel insecure when they're young, no matter what.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, that I believe it was agenda driven because they only talked about the female suicide rather than the male suicide.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Which was a bit funny, that's why they keep painting the white guys as the bad guys. They're really trying to shame men. Like, not shame men, but not really highlight our struggles as well. Which means it's easy to shame us because it seems like we're bulletproof.
Hey, we're doing a deep dive here, but this is like, you know, their own.
But it is bad though, like how she's using the filter and stuff. That's going to be bad for insecurities going forward for girls.
But that was already happening from, you know, when we were doing MSN and MySpace. Like MySpace was that was the start. That started. That was the transition to Facebook. You know, MySpace was massive. It was like what type of music you had on. Was that cool music at the time? Like, did you have the right lighting on your picture? Like, and it was more. MySpace was more about like fake photos. You know, you'd get like photography done. Like kids would get photography done. Like, you know, proper professional photos.
Yeah. So people used to talk a lot more on MySpace. Like, you message someone, like message you. But then Facebook become weird and you couldn't add anyone. And now even more so. Girls these days don't even want to get talked to if you're not on the OnlyFans. That's how crazy it is. You have to pay to talk to girls like in the future. I mean, OnlyFans.
I haven't had Facebook in years, and I'll never get it back. But
no, dude, I'm gonna delete my Facebook soon.
Yeah.
I need Instagram to get keen.
Yeah, it's like, but that's the thing.
It's like a different thing. Like that's right. Facebook, man. Facebook's the devil. We're on Instagram. It's like the same thing.
The same thing. But yeah, there is some worrying like messages in Social Dilemma.
Yeah.
And the one thing is like when the mum realizes that, you know, parents already realize that this is happening. They already know this is happening. Like I remember when you'd go on dates or you'd be hanging with your family. I initially started to see my sister do it. She'd like place her phone on the table, and that was like basically when we sat at the dinner table, no one would have a phone.
Yeah.
Then slowly, you know, in her teenage years, she'd sit with her friends with their phone, and then if like, you know, they'd be speaking and they'd have full concentration, you know, full attention between each other. If they get a message, one of them would pick it up and just start messaging.
Yeah.
It's like that's rude. It's teaching you to like not be invested. And to not be invested in what's in front of you. Which is a human being, it's not something or someone that's not near you.
Yeah.
So the point is that that's
low battery.
That's a tactic that's being pushed as well. Is that, you know, the phones with Social Dilemma, the kid couldn't even like put. It needs to be on the table.
Yeah.
It needs to be there. If it's not there, it's like they're gonna have a heart attack.
Yeah.
100%. So.
Yeah.
Social Dilemma.